Welcome to the Omnia Sol Art Show, the glitch art video podcast hosted by Omnia Sol. Episode 32.
Hello, TOSAS heads. I don't know if I've ever called the fans of TOSAS heads. The TOSAS family, the Omnia Sol Art Show family. Like Vin Diesel and Fast and the Furious, we are a family. Welcome to the Omnia Sol Art Show. I, of course, am your host, Omnia Sol. And today we have a very special show for you because I got, as you can probably tell from the video, because it's completely different than anything I've ever done before on the show, although it is so glitchy. Today, we are glitching with a brand new device that I actually got from the artist, designer, I don't know what all tags to give this person, but definitely artist, definitely mathematician, video artist, hardware developer, designer of this great technology. We are using the Waaave Pool by Andre J. You can find Andre's work on Instagram at Andre_J_video_wizard, at video_synthesis_ecosphere, at AndreJCreativeCoding.com, and the YouTube channel EX space ZEE space EX. So XZX. I don't know why I'm trying to spell everything out, because everything will be linked in the show notes when you watch the episode. So go check out Andre's work, because it's just incredible. It is just incredible. It is a Raspberry Pi video synthesis system based on a switchable feedback feed-forward video delay. So it's got like 2 seconds of incoming video is stored in a frame buffer, and the frame buffer is then fed by the video input for mixing and processing in an incoming video signal, with a delayed and processed version of itself can be set in an internal feedback loop, which allows one to explore a rich and diverse world of generative reaction diffusion systems, fractals, morphing, Escher-esque tiling, and other kinds of chaotic video scapes. And I'm just messing around with it for the first time is this video. I glitched some Pokemon, a VHS of Pokemon, which you'll see later in the show, and I also glitched some from Cowboy Bebop the movie on Blu-ray. The coolest thing about the Raspberry Pi, there's so many cool things, but I got which version did I get? I got the Capture Bundle version. So this one has inputs for RCA cables, the red, yellow, and white RCA cables, and it's got, you can output to RCA, so you can put it on a CRT TV if you want. It's also got HDMI output in 720. I blew up the video to fit into the 1080 size of the other episode, so hopefully we won't get too much distortion, but either way, it's glitched, so there's going to be distortion no matter what I do. But yeah, I love it. I'm still obviously learning. There will still be some strobing in the episode. I will try to reduce the amount of strobing in the future, just getting the hang of everything. I kind of like strobing at some points, but obviously I want to make the show as less as little strobing as possible, specifically so that, more people can watch it, because I know right now you can't really watch it if you're extremely photo sensitive, which is why I put the flash warning at the beginning of the show. But yeah, I'm excited. The episode is called Waaaves, named after the Waaave Pool, and I'm very excited to combine the Waaave Pool with some of my other glitch tech, some of my other video processors, circuit benders on the show. And I am happy that you all joined me tonight for this episode. Oh, one more thing I wanted to say about Andre J's work, such as the Waaave Pool and other devices, is that one thing that I thought that was really cool is that all this stuff is open source. So you can, if you are tech savvy, if you are Raspberry Pi savvy, which I am not, you can actually build your own, make your own Raspberry Pis, and download all the open source software and make your own devices. And so you can all the amazing glitch effects that we are getting tonight on the show, you can make happen yourself without buying, without breaking the bank. But also it's just really cool to think, because a lot of just glitch tech in general is getting harder and harder to find, because as glitch art just gets more popular, people want these video effects. They can't get the original like circuit bent technologies. However, with Andre J's systems, we can create new digital form of glitch art that some stuff you can't even do in analog, and some stuff kind of looks similar. I'm very excited to combine the two. I love to find a good balance between analog and digital, especially when it comes to glitch art. I just think it's aesthetically so cool, so interesting. I don't know, very excited for the future of the show, and I am so glad that you joined me tonight. A lot of times when I make these episodes, I cut out anytime the screen goes to black, which I just noticed happen. I'm going to keep that in for this because I want this to be as honest of a representation as possible of my first experiments with the Waaave Pool. Because this Pokemon, well, the first time I plugged everything in, I did the RCA output, and I did it to a TV, and I was blown away by the effects. But I was also like, you get so lost in the glitch stuff that it took me a while to like find the reset button so I could actually like get back to the beginning to like redo it. Like when I should have watched more tutorials. There's plenty of tutorials online that Andre has provided, but I love turning knobs. I love experimenting. I love figuring out where stuff can go. I'm such a visual person. I gotta see it. I gotta make the mistakes myself. But I was blown away with the imagery. I got some really cool photographs from that I was able to like Photoshop into other projects. But then I tried, okay, let's go ahead. It's got the HDMI out. Let's try to see if I can record the video on QuickTime. So I did that, HDMI out to my Mac, recorded on QuickTime, and just amazed the fact that if you've watched any of the episodes of the show, a lot of the show in general, it's been about my art, but it's also been about my struggle to try to capture video art, this analog video art that I've been doing, trying to capture it without it looking like shit. I've tried different cameras. I'm back to using my iPhone combined with Premium Rush, and then putting down the ISO and putting the frame rate to like 1/30, and that seems to be the best capture. But there's still something to it, but it doesn't look as beautiful as the imagery from the Pokemon that I glitched that I'm looking at right now. So I'm just like, I'm fucking stoked. I'm fucking stoked to plug in my other analog devices through the Waaave Pool, output to the 720 HDMI, But anyways, what I meant to say was that the reason I'm keeping these black screens in is to show honesty. I have a friend who she mostly does. She was actually my best friend's, my oldest friend's mother, Douglas, who we had on the Pi Day episode. Douglas's mother is a painter, but she started out as a ceramicist. And my dad has a mug from her that on the bottom of the mug, it has 2 fingerprints in the glaze from where she dipped it in the glaze. You can see these little parts on it. And she always said, that's just being honest. And I always loved that little, like, what you could interpret as a flaw in the art, but that's the human element. And so the reason when it fades to black, when I over glitched too much and the screen went out, because I wasn't exactly sure what I'm doing, the reason I'm keeping that in this episode as opposed to cutting it out is because since this is my first time messing around with the Waaave Pool, I want to capture that human element, that flawed element of you get to see, if you are watching my show, my first experiments with the Waaave Pool. And as the show progresses, you will get to see just my growth with this type of art in general, which I believe is the overall theme of the show, beyond me just existentially wanting to leave something behind, wanting to have some sort of legacy, even if it is just a series of YouTube videos. Just, I want to capture my progression as a video artist in the most honest way possible. And that is what the Omnia Sol art show is. So, welcome. And I guess we're going to go ahead and move on to our first segment of the night. It is time for What am I drinking tonight? Tonight, I am drinking another seltzer water, which I don't know if I've drank this flavor on the show or not. It is a cherry seltzer water. It's very good. It's almost kind of similar to the strawberry flavor, where it tastes like a soda without syrup. This, just because it's cherry flavor, makes it a tad more medicinal than the strawberry one. But I kind of like it because I like the taste of medicinal things. I'm a weirdo. Why do you think I wear this hat? I'm weird, as Jughead from the hit TV show Riverdale would say. But yeah, it's very good. A fun fact about this packaging of bubbly, sorry, I should not say the brand name, but of this cherry flavored seltzer, a fun fact about it is the packaging for some reason was, I don't know if it was dropped or what happened to it. I didn't notice because it was enclosed, but when I got out the cans, half the cans are like weird shapes, especially on the top, which makes it very difficult to drink out of. But I found one that wasn't in too bad of shape that I could drink out of. The other ones I'm going to have to pour into a glass, but then they lose their carbonation. It's such a dilemma. It is such a dilemma that I am going through right now. But anyways, that is What am I drinking tonight? Alright, we are going to go ahead and play our first song of the night, which comes to us from Jerry Mutant. The album is called Gnawbone Techno, and you can find this at rebor.bandcamp.com. So go check it out. Go listen to the album, buy it. So yeah, check it out. The first song off of Gnawbone Techno that we are going to play is called Deloss. So check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. And we'll be back with you after the song. All right, and we are back. That was Deloss by Jerry Mutant from Gnawbone Techno at rebor.bandcamp.com. So check it out. I hope that one day it will cool down enough that I don't have to have the AC running and it's picking up on the microphone a little bit of buzz, just showing you how the sausage is made here at the Omnia Sol art show. But c'est la vie. Anyways, we are going to go ahead and move on to our next segment. This is, of course, the part of the show where I read your fortune. It is time for
Card of the show.
All right, so long-time viewers of the show will already know how this works, but if you're just tuning in for the first time or just want a reminder, either way, how this works, card of the show, I am going to shuffle this tarot deck 3 times, and while I shuffle it, think about a question in your life that you want resolved. Because if you're watching this show right now, that means that this card is for you. This is your card. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle once. Shuffle twice. And shuffle a third time. All right, let's see what the tarot deck has in store for us today. Our card of the show is the 10 of Wands. And the 10 of Wands is a person who is holding a lot of wands, holding 10 giant wands. Normally you think of a wand as like, you know, a small magic wand, but these are very big wands. It should be called 10 of sticks, 10 of poles, 10 of staffs, because he's got a lot to carry. But what he is carrying is, but the leaves are growing off it. The trees are still somewhat alive, although they have been cut down from their roots and are in wand form. But just double checking if we've ever had the 10 of Wands on the show. And as far as I know, as far as my list on my phone goes, we have not had the 10 of Wands on the show before. But we're going to go ahead and see what it means. Before I read the definition, what I always get out of this card is definitely has a lot to do with a struggle, has a lot to do with kind of just like too much on your plate at once, too much going on at once. You got too much to carry right now. Your load is too heavy, is what I always get at when I get the 10 of Wands. When I do my daily reading, my card of the day, first thing when I wake up in the morning, read a card. When I see the 10 of Wands, I think, fuck, this might be a hard day. This might be a difficult day. There might be a lot on my plate. Or if I ask a yes or no question to the tarot and I get the 10 of Wands, usually I read this card as a no, because I don't like stress. I don't like being stressed out. I don't like too much on my plate. But according to my tarot app, the 10 of Wands means oppression, despotism, struggle, burden, limited vision. This is a test of fire, of your own will. This card can also relate to love and emotional pain. Don't allow yourself to become a beast of burden for others. You will neither gain nor be thanked for it. In fact, any achievements you attain will be taken from you. Remember your own needs and do not become a martyr, even if you feel responsible to a person or a situation. When in a stressful situation, it is sometimes difficult to see the end of it. But be positive. The end will come. Always, although always at a cost. Lift up your head and occasionally try to see where you are going. It will help you plan for the future. So there you go. Whatever question you had, try to take that answer and apply it to your life. Try to let some of these sticks go. Try to keep your head up and see where you're going so that you can be going in the right direction and not too stressed out, not thinking it's the end of the world because you got all these sticks you're carrying around. And that has been your
God of the show.
All right, we are going to go ahead and play our next song from Jerry Mutant off of the album Gnaw Bone Techno from Rebor Records. This song is called Lowrider. I think you might recognize the tune. And I hope you enjoy it, and we'll be back with you after the song. And we are back. That was the song Lowrider by Jerry Mutant off of the album Gnaw Bone Techno, which can be found at rebor.bandcamp.com. So shout out to Jerry Mutant, shout out to Rebor Records for providing that awesome song for the Omnia Sol Art Show. and we are going to go ahead and move to our next segment of the show, which is the part of the show where I read from a book. It is time for... It's time for words. It's time for words. It's time for words. Now this reading right here has been hinted to the true believers on Instagram.com, those who follow me at Omnia Sol Art on Instagram. This reading has been hinted at, going all the way back to July 26th. I posted a picture of this book and said that there wasn't any TOSAS that week, but that I was posting a rare selfie and that there was a clue for episode 30. But apparently my clue was wrong, because it was actually a clue for episode 31, because we are reading from the national bestseller Chaos: Making a New Science by James Gleick. Maybe that's how you pronounce it. Gleick, author of Genius: The Life and Science of Richard Feynman. But we're reading from Chaos, which is a book that we'll probably read from a lot in the future, because I think it's fascinating. And a little bit about this book. It's a scientific book, but the name of the book actually led to the occult movement known as Chaos Magic, took the name from this book and added it to their practice. But we're going to read a little bit from the chapter, a geometry of nature. So here we go. The notion of self-similarity strikes ancient chords in our culture. An old strain in Western thought honors the idea. Leibniz imagined that a drop of water contained a whole teeming universe, containing in turn water drops, a new universe within. To see the world in a grain of sand, Blake wrote, and often scientists were predisposed to see it. When sperm were first discovered, each was thought to be a homunculus, a human, tiny but fully formed. But self-similarity withered as scientific principle for a good reason. It did not fit the facts. Sperm are not merely scaled-down humans. They are far more interesting than that. And the process of ontogenic development is far more interesting than mere enlargement. The early sense of self-similarity as an organizing principle came from the limitations of the human experience of scale. How else to imagine the very great and very small, the very fast and very slow, but as extensions of the known? The myth died hard as the human vision was extended by telescopes and microscopes. The first discoveries were realizations that each change of scale brought a new phenomena and new kinds of behavior. For modern particle physicists, the process has never ended. Every new accelerator, with its increase in energy and speed, extends science's field of view to tinier particles and briefer timescales, and every extension seems to bring new information. At first blush, the idea of consistency on new scales seems to provide less information. In part, that is because a parallel trend in science has been toward reductionism. Scientists break things apart and look at them one at a time. If they want to examine the interaction of atomic particles, they put 2 or 3 together. There is complication enough. The power of self-similarity, though, begins at much greater levels of complexity. It is a matter of looking at the whole. So there you go. That is our reading for today from Chaos by James either Gleek or Gleick. I should have looked up how to pronounce the name before I hit record, but my life is a little too chaotic for that. So thank you so much for joining us for that segment. It has been another wonderful segment of
It's time for words. It's time for words. It's time for words.
All right, without further ado, we are going to go ahead and close out the show. I think we have had a wonderful episode here on the Omnia Sol Art Show. I hope you enjoyed watching the episode as half as much, even a quarter as much as I enjoyed making it for you, because I had just a blast. I think the video looks great. I think it looks so awesome. I think this is the best episode of the Omnia Sol Art Show yet, and we're only going to get better. Things are only looking up. Our destinies are still before us. We are 31 episodes in, but we are just at the beginning of our journey through glitch art, technology, through glitch craft, through the coming together, the synthesis, the congealing of the analog and the digital world of glitch art, new media art, technology. We are here, we are queer, we are making some fucking art here on the Omnia Sol Art Show. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I want to give a very special thank you to Andre J for making this awesome wave pool that I can just push my glitch art in a whole new direction with the wave pool, and I'm very, very excited. And I want to give a very special thank you to Jerry Mutant, to Rebor Records for providing some awesome music for the show that I think, especially the way the second song just worked with the video, I think it looks stunning. I think it looks beautiful. I think it looks wonderful. And that's the thing about the Omnia Sol Art Show. Although I put my name, my art name, Omnia Sol, on the show because it is my show, this is still a collaborative project, even though it is my show and I'm the one doing the video editing and putting everything together. It's a collaborative project because I ask these musicians to provide music for the show, and I'm using technology that other artists have created, and I'm using video that whole teams of people put together Pokemon in the 90s and released it on the VHS, the video home system, so that I could take in my VCR and I could throw through the wave pool and I could create this show. So many people came together to make today happen, and I want you all to just revel in the fascinating, amazing aspects of being alive, of being a human, of being part of this collective thing we call being alive. So there, yeah, take that, run with it, enjoy your life, live as free and as wonderfully beautiful as you can live here in the world. Thank you for watching the Omnia Sol Art Show. If you want to support the show, there are many ways you can do it. You can like and subscribe on YouTube. You can share it with your friends. If you want to support the show financially, you want to see the show really prosper, really give me the not even just the motivation to just keep it going, but also the tools to keep it going with more time to dedicate to the show to make it better and better. You can go to patreon.com/Omnia Sol Art, and you can donate for as little as $1 a month, and it really helps me out. If you donate more, you get some prizes. I'm thinking of making a new poster because I haven't put out a poster in a while. I'm thinking of making a new poster for subscribers, so be on the lookout for that. You can watch the show on YouTube. You can watch the show on my website, omniasol.art. You can watch the show at locustreview.com. You can watch the show at tv.sidestreetstudioarts.org. So tune in, turn on, don't drop out unless you need to. But thank you so much again for watching the Omnia Sol Art Show, and we will be back with you next week with another episode. Take care, keep it real, and goodbye.